Hi, welcome to a new episode of The Young and the Restless. We open up at the Abbott house and Jack responds to Daniel's text and then confronts Tucker for approaching Diane. Then we see Michael runs into Daniel at the coffee house and Daniel invites Michael to come with him to the Abbott house to prove that Diane didn't kill his mother. Then we see Billy and Johnny is at society and they wait on Chelsea and Conor, but Johnny says that Conor has been avoiding him. Then Billy and Johnny discuss the baby and the complications in the Newman family of the baby being Adam's child but Sally being with Nick. Then Conor arrives. We go over to Devon's and here his mom comes over to visit the baby. Then we go back to society and Johnny and Conor walk. Conor asks what it's like being a big brother, and Conor wants to go home. He yells that he wants nothing at all when they ask him for if he wants food. Then we go back to Devon's and he and his mother, they talk about Tucker and the mother tells him to cut Tucker some slack. And then they continue to discuss her change and transformation from being an addict. Then we go over to the Abbott house and Tucker says that he says that have I been called into the principal office? And Jack asks why did he go to give Diane an offer to run away and jeopardize her life, and Tucker explains why he made the offer. Tucker reminds Jack that he and Diane had a history and they care about each other, and Tucker doesn't take back what he did, so he'll do it again. And then we go back to society and Billy tries to cheer up Conor by taking him for a walk. Then we go back to the Abbott house and Kyle comes home and he and Jack discuss Diane and Tucker, and Jack calls him a bottom feeder. Interesting. What is Diane? And then Kyle shares that Summer went off out of nowhere with Harrison and he's not quite sure where they went. Then Daniel and Michael arrives and everyone asks what's going on. Then Daniel tells them that Phyllis is alive. Daniel, you're so foolish. We go back to society and Billy and Conor talk about his problems. Then we see Chelsea and Johnny talk and they discuss having siblings. Then Johnny says that he will be right back. Seems like he goes outside. There's a lot of talk between Devon and his mom. I skipped that. Then we go back to the Abbott house and Daniel claims that he has seen Phyllis. Michael says that he has seen her too, but Daniel gives details and says that Phyllis is alive and says that it's real. But he leaves out the part that he's telling Summer's story and not his, so he doesn't let them know that Summer knows. He's acting like he's the one that Phyllis approached. And he continued to detail that everything was staged, and Michael says Phyllis was killed by Stark. Kyle then says that it's insane, but Michael says that it's the only thing that makes sense at this point. And Jack lets it be clear that this could clear Diane's name, but Michael says, hold on, where is Phyllis now? And Daniel says that he has no idea, and Kyle starts to rant about Phyllis. Michael says, let us backtrack. I need more details. Do you have any proof? And Michael wants details from Daniel. But Kyle says, I knew that my mom was innocent and wants to go tell Summer. And Daniel begs him, no, do not tell Summer. Jack yells that Phyllis put us through all of this and you don't want to tell Summer. Jack yells that he's tired of the lies and deception. Then we go back to society and Johnny and Billy continues to try to convince Conor, and he snaps at them and tells them to stop and he wants to go back inside. Then we see Tucker goes over to Devon and they talk also. Back at the Abbott house, Jack continues to rant about Phyllis and blames her for everything, and Daniel tries to defend his mom. Now he realizes that Summer was right. They shouldn't have told anyone. Daniel asks Jack, what would he have helped Phyllis if Phyllis had came to him? And Daniel says no. Danielle says, we all let my mom down when she needed us all, and we're not going to let her down again by sending her to jail. Then we go back and Tucker, Devon, and Yolanda discuss running a sound house board. Devon is not interested. Back at Abbott House, Jack tells Danielle not to blame him. Danielle says that you are to be blamed. You're the reason why this all started. When you brought Diane back and didn't want to listen to Phyllis, and Jack wants Phyllis to come back and get locked up so he can free Diane. Now Danielle realized how foolish she was. He made a mistake in telling everyone because Jack, all he cares about is trying to get Diane free. Michael asks, have you heard from your mother since you saw her in the park? And Kyle wants to call Christine, but Jack wants to call Christine, but Kyle says that it should remove the charges against his mom. Michael says, I'm afraid it's not gonna play out the way Danielle likes it. It's not gonna free any charges from Phyllis. Back at Society, Johnny asks Conor, why are you mad at me? And Conor says that nobody asked you to come out here. And Billy tries to quell the argument between the two brothers. Then we see Billy tells Conor to take time and space, and Conor wants everyone to back off of him. Then we see at the Abbott House, Kyle says everything will work out, and Michael says he needs evidence that Phyllis is alive. Daniel is just a grieving son. That's how the jury will look at it. Phyllis is the only one who could clear Diane, and Daniel begs Michael to do something to free his mom and ensure that she doesn't get arrested for Stark's death. But Michael says that it's a conflict of interest. He cannot help Phyllis. And Jack wants to call Christine and tell Diane about the sister situation. Michael tells him to hold off and says that there is too many variables at play right now. It wouldn't be in anyone's best interest to do so, and they can't tell anyone about it. Thanks for watching. Bye.